Welcome back to Season 1 of my South City Triceratops Walk-On Dynasty. Today we're in Week 9 and we get to take on the Nevada Wolfpack. I figured today this would be a little bit easier of a game, but looking at their top players on the roster, I'm really thinking it's not going to be, because we can't stop the run to save our lives, and their best two players on the teams are both running backs, so that should be interesting. And their quarterback is a 78 overall in Jason Wallace. On our injury report, we still have running back Daniel Clark, and he is listed as questionable. Nevada got off to a really strong start to the season, starting the year 3-1 with only a loss to a ranked Washington team, but now they're on a 2-game losing streak, losing to Fresno State and Colorado State. We, however, are getting pummeled in every single game we have played in so far. But hopefully adding a few players at the end of the season will change that for next year. I honestly did not expect to win any games this year, but I think adding a guy like Isaiah Sims and Jack Overraker here, or Overrocker, whatever you want to call him, I think those two are really going to help out this team. And I'm also trying to add a 3-star quarterback, which would use half of our points, but we really need a quarterback. Yes, this team is worse than our last couple opponents, but we are still massively outmatched here. Let's get into the 7th game of the season. As you can see, I decided to put us in our alternates today, but for some reason we don't have the names on the back of our jerseys. I assume it's because I replaced Louisiana Lafayette. I'm going to assume that their alternates don't have the name on the back of their jersey. I could be wrong though. But we're going to do the opening kickoff and send it deep to the Wolfpack here, and we'll see what kind of kick return they get to start the game. They will get to field this at about the 4-yard line, and Burke will bring it up. Across the 20, 25, stiff arms a man and is brought down there. A 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. They come out in an I formation. Wallace will drop back to pass. On the first play, he's going to go over the middle, and that will fall incomplete. Now that sets up a 2nd and 10. He comes back in a pistol formation. Wallace will run an option play to the outside. He gets to the edge, will break one tackle and get brought down to bring up a 3rd and inches. They come out in shotgun for the next play. Wallace will take the snap and looks to pass. He throws over the middle and finds Fox for the 1st down and more into SCU territory, a 23-yard gain. 1st and 10 now from SCU's 42-yard line. He takes the snap and it's a handoff to Cunningham for the first time today, and he will get a 7-yard gain. On 2nd and 3, he will line up under center. He sends his tight end in motion, fakes it to the fullback, now throws to the outside, caught by Cunningham, who outruns a defender, and he is gone. Touchdown Nevada, and they go up 7-0. But I think there's a flag down, and it's going to be clipping on Nevada. So instead of a touchdown, they now have 2nd and 11 from the 43. Wallace will take the snap, hand off to Cunningham to the outside, and he'll use his speed to get to the edges. He's just going to get back to the end zone. No, he won't. A 24-yard run, though. Now a 1st and 10 from the 20. They come out in an I formation. A quick throw to the outside will be incomplete, knocked out of his receiver's hands. A 2nd and 10 in a pistol formation now. He takes the snap, and it's a handoff to Cunningham right up the middle, and he will fight his way forward for a 4-yard run. From the 15-yard line, he's back in a pistol formation again. He will send his tight end in motion. Wallace will take the snap and looks to pass, rolling out to the outside, throws back across his body, finds his man, but it won't be a 1st down, 4th and 1. However, they will line up and go for it, so on 4th down, he's under center, it's a fake to Cunningham, a quick throw to the end zone, and caught by Malloy for a touchdown, and now they go up 7-0. We begin this drive at the 25-yard line, but our first play would be incomplete, so now 2nd and 10, Willis in shotgun, will drop back, will throw to the outside, and that will be dropped by Dave Wade. That will bring up a 3rd and 10. Willis back in shotgun. Will take the snap and looks to pass. We're going to try to lob this one downfield to our tight end, and that will be deflected out of the air, and we will punt it away. Nevada begins this drive at the 30-yard line. Wallace in pistol will hand off to Cunningham to the outside, who has some really good blocking. Now Cunningham's off to the races, and luckily he will be caught, but in SCU territory, a gain of 28 on the run. A 7-yard run from Cunningham on the next play brings up a 2nd and 3. Back in a pistol formation again. Wallace will take the snap and looks to pass. He's going to try to run for it. He takes off to the outside, will break that tackle, have the 1st down, and get brought down near the 20. A gain of 14 on the run. A new set of downs from the 22-yard line. Wallace will take the snap, hand off to Cunningham to the outside. He has some really good blocking, and Cunningham is gone. Touchdown Nevada from 22 yards out. They make it 14-0. We come out in shotgun to start the next drive, and we'll begin this with a read option, and Wade will get hit in the backfield for a loss of 3. We come back in shotgun for the very next play. Willis will look to pass. We'll throw this one to the outside. That's actually caught by Barnes, and it's a 9-yard gain. Now a 3rd and 3. Can we avoid the 3 and out? Willis will drop back to pass. We'll lob it over the middle, and that will fall incomplete. He threw it behind Barnes. They would let the punt bounce in for a touchback, so now they take over at the 20-yard line. Wallace with a read option will keep himself to the outside. He has the first down and a lot more. Wallace may break this all the way, and nobody's going to get him. At the 10-5 touchdown, Nevada, they're up 21-0, and that comes from 80 yards out. Let's see if we can manage to get anything going with a counter play. Generally, these plays work really well in NCAA, but I don't know how well it's going to work here. We actually get some positive yards with Wade, and he will run for a first down, a gain of 10. I think that's the first time in like 4 games that a normal running play actually resulted in a decent gain. Now 1st and 10, back in shotgun. We'll look to pass. We're going to throw this over the middle, and he overthrows the running back. Well, that brings up a 2nd and 10. Willis from under center will drop back to pass. We're going to try to throw this one downfield, and that should have been picked off. Don't get me wrong, I know how inaccurate this quarterback actually is, but I keep thinking he's eventually going to hit one of those throws downfield, and it very rarely happens. 3rd and 10 and a 5-wide set. Willis will take the snap, and we'll throw this one underneath, and that'll be dropped by Whitfield. The punt would be fair, caught at the 20-yard line, so that is once again where they start. They come out in a pistol formation again. This time it's a handoff to Cunningham, who goes up the middle for the first down run and will be brought down by his face mask, so add 15 to that play. That would move them all the way up to the 49-yard line. They come back out in pistol formation again for first down. About 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Handoff to Cunningham up the middle, and he will be brought down for just a 3-yard gain. A thrown away ball on the next play sets up a 3rd and 7. Wallace will look to pass again. He throws to the outside, and that one will also fall incomplete. I don't know when the last time we held someone to a punt was, but they will line up to punt the ball away here on 4th down. And the punt is sent deep, and this one will be going out of bounds near the 20. Well, running the ball worked for one play on the last drive. Let's see if we can get it to work again. It's 1st and 10. Handoff to Wade, and no, he's going to get hit in the backfield. A loss of 1. Now a 2nd and 11. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Willis will drop back to pass. And not seeing anyone come open. We'll roll out to the outside. We get away from the pressure, and we'll just take off with Willis for about a 9-yard gain. Now we're going to look for a quick pass play because I don't have any confidence in the offensive line to block for a second. Willis will take the snap and looks to pass. We're going to throw this one to the outside. That's caught by our tight end Hughes, and we have a first down, a gain of 5. 1st and 10, about 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We'll take the snap and run a counter play with Wade, who will get hit in the backfield for a loss of 4, and that will take us to the second quarter. We will begin this quarter facing a 2nd and 14. Back in pistol. We'll take the snap, and a quick throw to the outside will be caught by Daniels, and that will set up a 3rd and inches. Now let's see if we can convert on this play. Willis will take the snap and look to pass. We'll throw this one underneath. That's caught by Barnes, but knocks out of his hands. 3rd and inches. However, I'm going to pull a Philadelphia Eagles special here and run a quarterback sneak on 4th and inches. Willis right up the middle will get the first down for a gain of 2, and our drive will continue. We come out now in a 5-wide set. Willis will take the snap and looking to pass. We'll roll around for a minute and now lob it downfield. That'll be caught by Barnes for an 11-yard gain and the first down. That's not even the button I clicked. I clicked Y. A 1-yard run from Wade on the next play brings up a 2nd and 9. Willis back in shotgun. We'll take the snap and we'll throw this one to the outside. That'll be caught by Davis for another first down. This one a gain of 12. Willis back in shotgun again for the next play. We'll take the snap and we're going to throw this one to the outside. That'll be caught by Barnes, who is leveled but has the first down again. A gain of 13 this time. Willis now under center from the red zone. We'll drop back to pass. We're going to take that quick throw downfield that was intended for Barnes but overthrown. Well, that little streak of accurate passes was nice while it lasted. 2nd and 10. Willis in shotgun. We'll take the snap, and we're waiting to try to get rid of it, and we're going to get sacked on the play for a loss of 9. 3rd and 19. Well, this drive looked nice for a minute. Now 3rd and 19. Willis will take the snap. We're going to try to lob this, and we're going to get sacked on the play to bring up a 4th and 28. And there is no way in hell our kicker is making a 52-yard field goal. So on 4th and 28, we're going to go for it. From the 35-yard line, this is way too close to punt. Willis back in shotgun. We'll drop back. We're just going to load up and go deep downfield and hope for the best here. It's caught by Davis, but he won't get the first down. Turnover on downs. In case you wanted to know, that seems to be about the consistent arm strength of our quarterback. They will take over at the 10-yard line with 5 minutes to go in the half. Wallace will take the snap, run a drop play to Cunningham, and he will get brought down for just a 2-yard gain. Wallace back in shotgun again. We'll take the snap, run a play fake, and now go over the middle, caught by Mallory, and we bring him down by his face mask. So once again, add 15 to that one. The penalty would move them up to the 35-yard line, where they would then throw an incomplete pass. So now it's 2nd and 10. They come back in pistol. He takes the snap. It's a read option. Wallace to the outside. Will keep himself for the first down and get brought down for about a 13-yard run. A 2-yard run from the running back on the next play brings up a 2nd and 8 from the 50-yard line. Wallace will take the snap. They hand off to Burke. Burke will try to bounce it to the other side of the field, and he will get brought down for no gain. 3rd and 8, back in a pistol formation here. Wallace will take the snap and look to pass. He's going to lob it downfield. He's got a man open, cut by Fox for the first down. A gain of 19 into SCU territory. 1st and 10. He lines up under center here. He'll take the snap and hand off to Cunningham, who goes right up the middle for the first down, and more, brought down to the 15-yard line for a gain of 16. They will come out in a pistol formation for the very next play. Wallace will take the snap. It's a read option. He'll run to the outside. I don't know what happened there. He got lost and got brought down for a loss of 1. Now a 2nd and 11. Wallace will line up under center. Cunningham is the running back. He takes the snap and will give it to Cunningham to the outside, and he'll get brought down for a 6-yard gain to bring up a 3rd and 5. On 3rd and 5, Wallace will take the snap and looks to pass. He goes over the middle, caught by Mitchell for a 7-yard gain. That would make them burn a timeout. So now 1st and goal from about the 2 or 3-yard line. Wallace from pistol will hand off to Cunningham to the outside, and he will walk into the end zone. Touchdown Nevada to make it 28-0. We begin this drive with an incomplete pass, so now that brings up a 2nd and 10. With 1:42 to go, we do have all 3 timeouts. Willis will take the snap and look to pass. We're going to try to make that throw, and that's going to get intercepted by Gooden, and he will have a clear lane to the end zone and will walk in. Touchdown Nevada. We're just going to take it to halftime. We do get the ball to start the second half. Willis will come out under center. We'll drop back to pass. A quick throw downfield will be caught by Daniels for the first down, a gain of 14. Let's see if we can keep that kind of accuracy going. 1st and 10. Willis will drop back to pass. Now we're going to try to go over the middle. That'll be caught by Davis for the first down, a gain of 14. 1st and 10, lining back up under center. We'll drop back to pass. We're going to try to lob this one to the outside. That'll be dropped by our tight end. Willis comes out under center for the next play. We'll drop back to pass again. Waiting for someone to come open. We'll throw to the outside. Caught by Barnes, and that will result in a 3rd and inches with a gain of 10. I honestly don't care how cheap it is right now. We're down by 5 touchdowns. I'm running a quarterback sneak here on 3rd and inches. Willis up the middle will end up with the first down. 1st and 10. Willis from under center. We'll drop back to pass. And we're going to get sacked on the play for a loss of 4. Now a 2nd and 14. Willis will line up under center. We'll drop back to pass again. Once again, going to try to lob it to our tight end. This time he'll make the catch for the first down, a gain of 15. 1st and 10. Willis is under center. He'll take the snap and drop back to pass. We'll lob this one over the middle, and that one will fall incomplete. How in the world was that not pass interference? Now 2nd and 10. Willis from under center. We'll drop back to pass again. Once again, we're going to try to go downfield to the tight end, and that will fall incomplete. We're going to try some slant routes again. It's 3rd and 10. Willis from under center. We'll drop back to pass. And we'll go to the left side. Caught by Daniels for the first down. And he's brought down by his face mask. So we should get to go to the 5. And that's exactly where we will be. Now 1st and goal. Willis will take the snap. A quick throw to the end zone. Caught by Davis. And we officially have our 2nd passing touchdown on the season as we make it 35-7. The Nevada offense finally gets to touch the field here in the second half. They would begin at about the 38-yard line and get a 5-yard gain. So now 2nd and 5, and they give it to Cunningham, who goes up the middle and will set up a 3rd and inches. Can we get a stop here? They come out in pistol. Wallace will take the snap, hand off to Cunningham, who will easily have the first down, brought down in SCU territory for a gain of 7. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line now. Wallace will take the snap, hand off to Burke to the outside, and Burke has some pretty good blocking and more breaking tackles, and he is gone. Touchdown Nevada. They make it 42-7. Let's see if we can put together another drive. We start at the 25-yard line. Willis out of a 5-wide set will take the snap. We'll throw this underneath. That'll be caught by Whitfield, and that will turn into a 6-yard gain. Now on 2nd and 4, back in a 5-wide set again. Willis will take the snap, a quick throw over the middle, caught by Alvarez for the quick first down, a gain of 7. 1st and 10, Willis back in shotgun again. We're going to take the snap and look to pass. We'll go over the middle, caught by Wade, and that will be a 7-yard gain again. That would bring up a 2nd and 3. Willis from under center will drop back to pass. We're going to try to go to the tight end on the outside. We'll make the catch for the first down all the way to the 40. 1st and 10, back in shotgun. Willis will take the snap. We're going to try a risky throw here and go down to Barnes, and that's going to be intercepted. I don't know why I tried that. I thought I could maybe get it there, and we throw a pick. Nevada would begin this drive with a 7-yard run from Cunningham. Now it's 2nd and 3 and possibly the last play of the third quarter. It'll be a read option. Wallace will keep himself and he'll break that tackle in the backfield and get brought down for a loss of 2. That would set up a 3rd and 5 to start the fourth quarter. Wallace comes out in pistol. He takes the snap, a quick throw over the middle, caught by Mitchell for the first down, a gain of 15. A 7-yard pass would then bring up a 2nd and 3 for Nevada now. They come out in a pistol formation yet again. He takes the snap, a quick throw to the outside will be caught by Fox, who has a good block into SCU territory down the sideline and is finally brought down to the 30-yard line. A gain of 32 on the play. 1st and 10, back in shotgun again. Wallace will take the snap. I'm sorry, that was pistol formation. Hand off to Cunningham up the middle, and that is a gain of 17. We're getting ran over so hard I forgot the names of formations. 7 minutes to go here in the game. It's 1st and 10 from inside the 15. Wallace with a quick throw caught by King, who was brought down for a 7-yard play. They come back in pistol formation. 6:35 to go in the game. Wallace will take the snap. It's a screen to the outside, caught by Burke. He'll break the tackle and get into the end zone. Touchdown Nevada to make it 49-7. 1st and 10, back in shotgun. Willis will take the snap. We'll throw this one to the outside. That's caught by Mann, and he will turn that into a 5-yard gain. Now a 2nd and 5, back in a pistol formation. Willis will take the snap and look to pass. We're going to roll out to the outside and get sacked on the play for a loss of 11. 3rd and 17 with 5 minutes to go. We're going to send everybody deep, and they wouldn't let me snap the ball. I called an audible, but I guess the quarterback wasn't set yet. Now it's 3rd and 22. We're going to keep the same game plan. Send everybody deep and hope someone can come open. We'll lob it down the field. That one will be intercepted again, and he will get brought down to the 40. They would run for a gain of 6 yards on the first play of the drive, setting up a 2nd and 4 with about 4.5 minutes to go in the game. From under center, they go back to Cunningham up the middle, who will get the first down for a gain of 5. They would get an 8-yard run from Burke on the next play. Now 2nd and 2, and they go back to Cunningham, who tries to bounce it to the outside and will actually get brought down in the backfield, a loss of 1. That brings up a 3rd and 4. Wallace will take the snap, hand off to Burke, who will end up with the first down for a 6-yard gain. Another 7-yard run from Cunningham brings up a 2nd and 3. Wallace comes back in pistol with under 3 minutes to play in the game. He takes the snap, it's a read option, and Wallace will keep himself to the outside and walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Nevada. We begin this drive with a 3-yard run from Tim Willis. Now it's 2nd and 7. We are just playing for dignity. Willis will take the snap, roll out to the outside, and we're trying to find someone open downfield. We're finally going to throw it to Wade, and that will be tipped and intercepted for a 4th time today. And now Black, returning down the sideline, will go out of bounds at the 30. Your final score today is 56-7. At least we found the end zone. We could not stop their offense to save our life, though. I think we forced 1 punt, which is probably pretty good for us. Final stats for today: Tim Willis goes 18 for 35, 203 yards, 1 touchdown, but 4 interceptions. Not a great day. Running the ball, we finished with a total of negative yards, just like usual. And then receiving, Reggie Davis 4 for 56 and a touchdown, Clint Barnes 4 for 43. Leading us in tackles today is middle linebacker Justin Bush, who got 11. We got no sacks today and no interceptions. Jason Wallace goes 12 for 17, 145 and 2 touchdowns, but on the ground, Dane Cunningham 23 carries, 210 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jason Wallace 7 carries, 122 and 2 touchdowns. And Lionel Burke even found the end zone and only had 5 carries but managed to get 62 yards. Receiving, no one really gashed us except for Joe Fox, 4 for 79, and then Matt Lloyd caught a touchdown and Burke caught a touchdown. We are now just a little bit closer to being able to add some help to this team, but we still have 5 more games to get through, and the next one will be in Week 10 against Northern Illinois. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you next time.